Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. It's Slime Rancher time. And today is gonna be... Oh yeah, I was trying to see if I could recreate or replicate that one bug that we were experiencing where my recipe, the blueprint for slime science, kept unpinning itself for some reason. I thought I had some idea of what it could be, what could be causing it, but I can't replicate it. I can't replicate it consistently. I haven't been able to manually trigger it, but I do have a couple of theories based on scrubbing through the old footage from the prior stream. I guess I call it old footage. It's a very relative term. Get out of here, chicken. Be free. The only times I really noticed the recipe unpinning itself was whenever I opened the map. Just opening the map did something some of the time. And I have to wonder if it's because of the key binding change that I made. Because there's a possibility that this is a personal issue on my part, because I've changed the key bindings from the default controls. So like the map button usually is M, but I don't like reaching my thumb all the way across, so I put it on Z instead, because that's much closer. And I just have to do a quick move down of the ring finger to hit that button. You know what other function in the menus uses the Z key? Pinning and unpinning blueprints. So I get the feeling there might be something to do with that too. Because it only seems to ever have happened whenever I've opened the map. It'll just be like, sometimes I open the map and then close it and the recipe is just gone. And that's just all there is to it. So that's the biggest possible suspect I have right now based on my personal testing. Nothing super conclusive though. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'll just be keeping a closer eye on it whenever I open the map, and trying to keep that in the back of my mind as we handle our business today. Because I originally thought maybe it had something to do with me opening the drone menu. Because the first time I saw it in the footage, I had opened to the drone menu, which I don't do super often. But even that's not consistent, because you can see the recipe's still up there. So, yeah. Not entirely sure what it could be. So let's see. In addition to the 2 drones that we have to work with right now, I am thinking of moving the station of the other drones that are out in the field right now. And I'm probably not going to have more than maybe 1 or 2 drones on the ranch right now. Because you can only, apparently, according to the patch notes and feature descriptions that we've been given by Monomi Park themselves, I believe the official literature says says that the drones can only be set up to have one drone per section of the ranch. Interesting choice if true, because the original Slime Rancher let you have 2 of them. But I don't know how their capabilities are different on the ranching version versus having them out in the explorer mode. So that's part of what I want to try out today. Also need to remember that for this game I have hold to sprint active. Oh, look at that sprint economy. That's crazy how much distance we can cover with stamina now. Giant egg. Good stuff. Let's go check on the other one. No egg in here right now. Let's toss one of these in here, toss one of these in there. Alright, let's see. I want to set up a quantum drone station. Let's see here. Right here's probably good. This is a nice centralized location. Let's see how this looks. I haven't tried out the Rancher drone, so I don't know how capable it is. Yeah, drones in Rancher mode can only operate inside the conservatory or a single ranch expansion at a time. So basically, 1 drone per section of the ranch. So the conservatory is 1, this whole area is 1, the caves would be 1, the dig site would be another 1, and then there's another 2 expansions out that way. So in total that means we have 6, we can have up to 6 drones actively doing something on the ranch at any given time. To my understanding, that seems like it would be the hard limit. So at the very least, I guess we don't have to worry about how many we want to designate to the ranch, because there is a certain limit to it. So anything beyond 6 drones, we can probably safely assume that we'll just be able to use them out in the field somewhere. Let's see, I was hoping for Yoki plorts from I guess it would technically be free range, because the coops are not, I would think that's separate from corrals, and there's no coop option here. So yeah, free range I would think, and then destination, I'm going to say refinery, because I'd like to fill up on the Yoki plorts before I start selling them. So let's try it and see how it works. I assume that means it doesn't have, well, does it? Yeah, so that's the benefit of having the drones in the rancher mode, is that they don't have a radius of operation at that point. So I guess we'll see how this does, because I have no idea. Let me grab some of these guys. Give a little bit of food to each of these. Grab those. Yeah, it feels kind of weird having the having to hold shift to sprint. Because I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 recently. And for that game, it feels really just so much better having tap to sprint. So I don't have to hold the button down. Especially since sprinting in that game doesn't have a stamina cost. You could just basically have it always happening. So that also heavily incentivizes me to just have it be at tap. So if you see me just briefly running for a split second, that's probably why. Because it's me tapping to sprint. Let's see, what kind of feeding order we've got? 15, 16. Let's see how much food these guys have. I have to do math. I have to do math in my head. Each one gets... Well, we give 6 to these and we give 7 to those. How do you like it? I'm liking it really, really well so far. I'm impressed by the scope and scale of the game. There's just so many different things I've already done. And I feel like I've still barely scratched the surface of the story arc. There's just like 1 minute I'm being invited to a shooting gallery competition, and the next I'm being invited to learn about street races. And it's like, dude, there's so much going on here. It feels, you know, appropriate for the setting. It's Night City. There's a lot going on there. But at the same time, it's like, wow, they put a lot of stuff in this game. It's kind of wild. And story-wise, I've been super interested in where things are going. I feel very invested in what's happening story-wise, to the point where I'm looking at the different story beats that I'm playing through. And I was already kind of planning to do a second playthrough of the game just to experience a different style of gameplay. Different dialogue choices, different weapons or approaches to situations, things like that. But now I'm at the point where I'm actually planning out an entire character arc for the main character based on events that have been happening that I've experienced so far and will have choices to make around. So it's like, wow, I don't think I've ever put this much effort and thought into a role-playing character in a game. Because, like, sure, I've made general character ideas for stuff like Skyrim or things like that, but it mostly boils down to background and build. It doesn't really translate quite as much into the storyline, I suppose. But something about the way that Cyberpunk sets up its story way that it sets up its story, it just feels... It feels a lot easier to put in that investment of time and effort into a character idea and have it be more enabled by the game itself, if that makes sense. Is that 20,000 and 100,000? I do want to get these eventually when we have the money. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it so far. And I have been mostly doing side content because, you know, completionist habits die hard, I suppose. But I am trying to intersperse some story missions here and there so I don't completely lose the plot. But I have really been liking the character interactions so far. It's just these, they feel very, everyone feels very realized as far as the story goes compared to what I'm used to, for sure. I guess to make a long story short, I feel very invested story-wise, character-wise, and I'm really, really loving the variety and diversity of things to be done in the game, mission and gameplay-wise. I have no idea how far into the story I am because I have no idea how long the story is supposed to be. Because I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing a lot of side content along the way. See here, I want to do some sleep cycles so we can get some money going. Oh, we have some messages at the comp station too. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. There was something else I was gonna say, but I cannot remember what it was now. Let's talk to Victor. Oh, Beatrix, I was up all night trying to synthesize the perfect gift for you. Hypothesizing, testing, throwing my results in the trash, starting all over again. Finally, I discovered an alternate method, shopping for something online. The process was surprisingly straightforward. Well, thank you. We can make a green return home portal now. Nice. Also, I already have a screenshot of that typo, don't worry. I got that one. I clocked that one pretty early. So I already have that one in the... album. Oh, that was something else too. I don't remember if I mentioned it on the stream before. But within the first mission of the entire game of Cyberpunk, just in the introductory background mission, where it's like, oh, you came from a nomad background, a street kid background, or a corporation background, shortened to Corpo. Within that first mission, I already found a text log with a typo in it. So I have a typo album started for Cyberpunk as well. Hey, Average Spud, welcome on in. Happy Saturday. How you doing? I've just been talking Cyberpunk a tiny bit, mainly just my overall good feeling with the game. Nothing really specific beyond that. There was one thing, I think I remember what it was I was gonna say earlier now. There was one mission. So, I guess the game's been out for a long time, but I am still gonna put mild, super early game spoiler warning for the story. Just in case anyone is still interested in playing the game for themselves, doesn't want story spoilers, and somehow hasn't played it yet. Anyone, I guess, like me. But there's one part in the early game, you're leading up to this super big heist to steal some incredibly powerful and incredibly prototype technology from a major corporation. And long story short, the heist goes sideways because of course it does. Why would any heist early in the story go according to plan? But essentially, our partner in crime bites the dust during that mission. And it's a very emotional moment. For as little time as we actually spend with that character early on in the story, they do a really good job of giving it a proper amount of gravitas and tragedy to it. Well, the reason I mention that is because one of the missions that comes up after a little bit of progression after that heist is there's a memorial service that the family can potentially hold depending on where you have your friend sent to after the heist. So there's a possibility of having a memorial service that you can attend in remembrance of their life and all that. And oh my goodness, I have to say, they did a really, really good job getting me to care about this guy, because it definitely was an emotional experience for me to be there and experience that. I think it's also partially, I don't have a ton of experience with funerals. I've only been to a couple, so I don't think I really have, I still have a lot of emotional vulnerability around that. So I think that also helps to really make it a lot more impactful at the same time. Yeah, it's kind of incredible how invested I got. And that's why I'm really interested in putting effort forward on a second playthrough, especially where I already know what's coming up choice-wise to some extent. And I can have a completely different experience play out, aided by the knowledge of what will actually come up to a certain extent. Yeah, I think that's one of my absolute standout moments so far, is just that memorial service really, really hits hard for me. Is there, yeah, plorts. Plorts from plort collectors. Set them to the refinery. I want to give this a try. being able to clean out these plort collectors would be really nice. I figure it can do some stuff on its own. I'll grab some of these plorts to fuel the drone station real quick. So my main job here now will be just making sure these guys stay properly fed. Plorts will be up to the drone. It is kind of unfortunate only being able to have one drone do one thing in one area of the ranch at a time. It's definitely better than nothing, but wow, it feels way, way more pulled back than Slime Rancher 1, where you could have 2 drones doing 2 things for each section of the ranch. That's just me though. I do like me some automation. I mean, consider I've played games like Satisfactory, which is 100% about automation. What do we got for slime toys this time around? I already have that one. Let's see here. So one thing I am thinking about doing infrastructure-wise is I'm considering changing the slime hybrid that I have over there. I don't think we need the cotton plorts anymore. I still want to keep the flutter slimes around because I'm going to be building more quantum drones. But I want to upgrade. I want to swap out the cotton side of things. Let me just grab a bunch of these. A bunch of these guys. We'll toss them in the. Toss them in here in the corral. So we'll do 18 for each. Try and get things going that way. So what I'm thinking of doing is setting up the corrals in the main conservatory area, having them set up to be a flutter slime and a carnivorous slime mixed together, and trying to do what I'm aiming for here, which was the strategy I mentioned. I can't remember if it was the last stream or the stream before that. But basically just having the bottom of the corral be a self-sustaining layer of chickens and roosters so that I never have to manually feed them. It does require a lot of chickens though, so... But if I can do that, if I can get that set up, it would be very, very nice, because then at that point, feeding would be automatic, it would be self-sustaining, and then I can have the drones set up to automatically handle the plorts that are generated by it. And then it's pretty much entirely a hands-off system. The only thing I have to do at that point is just make sure I have some plorts available to refuel the drones. That's it. but I wouldn't have to worry about running around to each of these spots and manually filling the feeders. Let's see, how is the refinery doing? Yeah, I think once I have the flutter and cotton ports fully filled up, at that point I'm thinking we probably want to... I'm thinking at that point we'll want to swap over to having these be sold for money. So we do have one more expansion direction to go in for the conservatory. We can go over that way. We haven't been over there yet. And I think there's a treasure pod. There's still one treasure pod for the conservatory we need to go find, and that's over in that expansion somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. I'm sure once we start getting over there, I'll have some memories flooding back to me. And then that'll also give us more space to bring in more slime types, which is also something I want to consider doing sometime soon. Maybe not right away. I do want to still keep things kind of simple and straightforward at the moment. Oh, gold slime, I don't have anything to shoot at you. Darn. I wasn't quick enough on the draw. That's fine though. Not a big deal. What was I gonna do? Let me check. So yeah, that's working right now. Oh nice, they got a different color. Good way to be able to keep track of them. It is very nice to be able to see what they're doing from basically anywhere. Super handy. Okay, let me go over here. Oh, we have a new message. I feel more like I should be going to these immediately because we can get some lovely character interactions. And sometimes we get some pretty nifty blueprints too. Hey Thora, how's it going? You know, B, they say the best gifts come from the heart. This one came from a store, but close enough, right? Advanced Gordo Snare Blueprint. Thank you, Thora. Very cool. Very neat. Yeah, I do think I might pare down the number of Largo slimes I keep around as well when I do the restructuring. Because I don't think having 4 of them per corral is going to do super well long term, especially if I've hybridized with the slime type I was thinking of. It's one of the pouncing types, so they get a little jumpy. Might be good to make sure they can't jump off of each other too much. Let's see, I want to head to the Ember Valley. I want to go pick up the drone from there. Because it's the drone that's lowest on fuel right now. And I think we're pretty darn good on... I think we're good on the resources. Let me check. Here... I don't know if we can... 29 lava dust is pretty good. That. I'm not gonna worry about picking anything up while I'm out here. I just want to get to the drone. Because I think at this point I'm going to start employing the strategy of just having a bunch of drones all collecting a single resource and just slowly moving them from resource to resource to fill up the refinery. I'll pick up some more lava dust on the way since it's here. And I know that I'm gonna need it for quantum drones anyway. I have a vested interest in grabbing that particular resource along the way. I missed a spot back there, but that's fine. We've got plenty, thanks to this drone over here, wherever I have him set up. Oh yeah, he's over in the valley. The Ember Valley. I can grab some easy to reach resources. I'm not gonna go too far out of my way for stuff though. Let's see, back here I know usually has a pretty good spawn rate for stuff, if anywhere. Alright, we're gonna pack this one up. And then I guess I could pick up some radiant ore. I'm needing that for some stuff too. Oh, lucky slime. Cool. Let's head back to home, because I ain't got nothing to feed him with. No point sticking around. Oh, we've got another crop of lettuce here. Two of them, actually. Yeah, the other thing with the chicken strategy, just having a layer of chickens and roosters at the bottom of the corral, it's not a food source that can ever spoil the same way that fruits and veggies can. Sorry, I had to make sure I kept my mental count of the food there. So you've probably seen it a couple of times so far. But if a food item is left out for too long, it turns gray and then it's no longer usable as a food item. So food items effectively have a general shelf life of sorts. Chickens, not so much. They do eventually turn into elder chickens and roosters, which means that they will fall out of utility in terms of qualifying as a favored food of a slime, but it never makes them completely inedible. So at worst, food items can just straight up go to waste. Chickens, at worst, they're just not as optimal as they could be if left alone for too long. So I think for having an ongoing self-sustaining setup, the chickens make the most sense. Plus, it's not like we exactly have a drone to go around and feed them, because I need them cleaning out the plorts from when the slimes, eat the food. And those plort collectors, they gotta get emptied sometime. Hello, Ogden, what's up? Hey, amiga, how you feeling out there? When I feel lonesome, I go out and do something nice for a friend. Makes me feel right as rain every time. This is just my little way of saying, I'm thinking of you. Thank you. Thank you for the tree. Imagine that in a real life scenario though. Just like, hey, I was thinking about you recently. You want this tree? You want a whole tree? Oh, you know, just a casual gift to say you were on my mind. Have an entire tree. I don't know, something about it just really tickles me. Let's head on back here and see what's going on. Getting a good amount of chickens. Doing pretty good on the ones that are still in the coop. Haven't seen any escaped. Got a good amount in the corrals themselves. That's good. That's good. No elder chickens. Your energy levels are fine. I'm gonna just bank these. Okay. For my idea to work out, I am tempted to make another coop, but I don't want to spend the money right now because I don't have money coming in just yet. Let's start setting up drones out in the field, start gathering some resources here. Let's start with where would be a good spot to set this up? I mean, I guess what I could do is set it up next to the other drone that we already have out here. We already have a spot that we have them set up. So we can just set up another one, I don't know, across from it over here maybe? Somewhere. Like here, I don't know. Something like that. Let's see. You know, side by side. Side by side is fine. Then we will set this one to collect Jellystone. That's all you do. Just go pick up the pink rocks. Like this one. Then we can take some plorts in the area that we find. Anything down here? More jellystone, we'll take that. Just need a handful of plorts here to fuel up the drone. Make sure it's gonna be sustained for a while. There's some more jellystone here. I heard it make little rattling noises. Let's grab all these plorts and we'll have a pretty good amount to do some fueling with. I won't use them all on this particular drone. I do want to save some of them for other drones I'm going to pick up in a moment. Let's see, I want to redeem... Let's get all these things sent to the refinery. Is that... Get the lava dust. I think I accidentally sent one of them out to the real world. I did. We can drop that off on the way. Not a big deal. Drop that off there. And then... which one do I want to pick up next? I do want to set one up in the Powderfall Bluffs for Sunsap. I think we can take the one that's in the Starlight Strand right now. Let's move that one over to the Powderfall Bluffs. Start getting some Sunsap. I think that would be useful. So, Starlight Strand, let's go. I just thought of another additional benefit to setting up the whole chicken operation at the ranch. I think every single Gordo that we have on the map right now is carnivorous, so we have to feed them something meat-based. So we're gonna need a lot of chickens. Let's pick you up. And while I'm here, I wouldn't mind stopping over and grabbing a hunter slime of some kind if I can find one that's not... if I can find one that's not already largoed up. I don't know if I can find just straight up hunter slimes here. I suppose what I could do is grab a hunter plort and then grab a flutter slime. That would be an alternative option. Should be able to find something over here. I'll probably just trade out the tabby plort. Now let's trade this out and let's trade out the phosphor plorts. I want to grab one of the flutter slimes and I want to grab all these puddle plorts that are here right now. Just because there's a bunch of them. And then we should be all set to go. Ooh, Tangle Slime. Fun. I already have one of those, so I don't have to worry about that. And then we just take the portal back. Nice and easy. Oh. Right, I forgot this is where this leads. I got so confused for a moment. My brain thought we were taking a return home portal for some reason. That is not what that is. Not even a little bit. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Jellystone, toss it in the refinery. I'm gonna hold on to the plorts because I want to use those for fueling the drone that we're gonna set up in the Powderfall Bluffs in a moment. I'm not gonna worry about the flutter slime just yet. Let's put the hunter plort away. Free up a slot. Put that in slot 1. We do have some more crops. Dang, we have 3 patches of lettuce ready to go. How long was I gone? We'll get this going. Just do a touch of upkeep here. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of, I'm trying to keep track of the numbers here. Nice, okay. The math worked out. How are we doing on... Cotton plorts are coming along. Butter plorts is still kind of working on it. I'll leave them to their business. I'll go check out back here. See how the chickens and such are doing. Let's see, no new eggs out here. No new giant eggs, at least. Seems like the amount of chickens in the corrals are okay. Everything looks alright over here. Yeah, this spot hasn't had much of anything happen. I think it's just coincidental timing that I left for as little time as I did, and three patches of lettuce all came up at the same time. Let's see, we have a new message as well, so let's check that real quick. Oh, it's Bob. Chickens is good. Giving to friends better. No. Chickens better. Thank you, Bob. Very insightful. Oh boy. Alright, so if we're getting over to the Powderfall Bluffs, we want to go this way. We want to head to... Where is it at? It's behind me. I don't go over this way very often, so that's my excuse. We'll grab a resource along the way, why not? Just grab stuff so we can use it. See anything fun going on in here? Got some jellystone, I could take that. And let's head on over. This will take us to the Ember Valley, in a spot that is particularly close to the portal to the Powderfall Bluffs. Since I don't have teleporters built for all of them yet. Ooh, you know what? Here. I know we need Radiant Ore for stuff that I want to build, and we're already harvesting Jellystone with a Quantum Drone. So I think we can do without in that respect. Just head on through here. Oh, there's a little bit more. I'll take that, thank you. And we will head on over to the Powderfall Bluffs and set up a drone getting some sun sap, because that is a pretty limited resource to locate in the world itself. So I think it would behoove us to get something set up over here. You know what? I'm gonna pick up some more chickens along the way wherever I can find them and they haven't already been devoured. We can give a little bit more feeding to the Saber Gordo slime that's up top. And ideally, ideally be able to make our way back home a little easier that way. Oh. I'll grab you. Where do I want this drone set up? I'm thinking I want it to be pretty easily accessible. How about right here? Somewhere around here. Say maybe want to have it tucked into a corner a little bit more, but that'll be fine. That'll work just fine. As long as we can get some sun sap going, that's all I really care about. We'll feed these for a little bit of charge up, because this is a little bit out of the way for us to get to right now. I don't want to have to worry too much about getting back here super frequently. Can carry a bunch of different foods for the Saber Gordo at this point. With what we have now, we should totally be able to feed it enough. I would think we're pretty much set at this point. Oh, hey. Here's a place to get a hunter slime on its own. Good to know. I already have the flutter slime though, and hunter plort, so it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, it's feeding time. There we go. Excuse me. Pardon me. See, having this portal is pretty nice. I think this sends us closer to home. It might actually go somewhere totally different. I do not remember where all the portals go. I don't think that should really come as much of a surprise at this point though. Well, let's see where it goes. Ain't got nothing else I gotta do here. I don't remember where this takes me. Oh, I do. Ember Valley. I just remembered as we stepped through that it takes me here. Right. Yeah. Okay. That does still get us home really easy though, because we have a return home portal right here. There's a reason I set it up in this spot. It's a really useful spot to have it. I'm gonna keep one saber plort on hand for the same reason I keep the hunter plort, and then the other two go in here. I just start putting all the puddle plorts in there. Get the ore. Alright, we're maxed out on flutter plorts, so we just need them to finish up on cotton plorts, and then we can have them start selling the plorts for money. And we can start having a regular income happening. Ooh, yarn ball. Ooh, that is not what I wanted to open. We will buy that, yes please, and I will add it to my Slime Rancher 2 acquired toy list. Yarn ball for the tabby slime. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna go put this in the basement real quick somewhere. Should work fine. We got some more lettuce already. Get this distributed here. That works pretty good. Wait, huh? Wait, huh? 999 plus? What do you mean? What do you mean plus? What? What do you mean plus? Huh? Is that a drone thing, or is that... No, that's gotta be a drone thing. Because... Hey, hold on. If I get a flutter plort, I can't put in another one, right? No, I can't. I guess the drone can overfill a refinery slot. Which I guess makes sense if it comes up with more... If it comes up with more of a resource than it has space in the refinery for, it's going to, I assume it just puts the whole amount of whatever it has in the refinery, even if that makes the number exceed 999. So this is more of a failsafe than anything else. It's really funny though, I've never seen that. 999 plus. Alright, buddy, we're gonna change your programming. The destination is no longer a refinery. Send it to the market. We're gonna make some money, you and I. And it's going to be glorious. Let's check on the coops and such here. Number of chickens in the corrals still seems pretty reasonable. I really should keep track of how many Yoki plorts are in the refinery right now. Because the drones that are on the ranch, they don't give me the same notifications as the Explorer drones do, where it's like, oh, this amount of resource just got sent to the refinery or the quantum cloud or something like that. 12 Yoki plorts right now. I'm going to keep that in mind. So we have 12 of them. I do want to keep track of that. We can take some of the chickens out of here. Let's just do 10 of them. You get 5? You get 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Yoki plort count, sometime a little bit later. And we'll see if it's still at 12. So I'm not very familiar with the Yoki slimes to begin with. So that combined with not being too familiar with the drones, since they're brand new, it's kind of a compounding situation. Okay, looks like the drone's going around doing its business here. It's doing good. It's going around gathering the flutter plorts right now. I wonder at the speed it's moving, how long it's going to take for it to actually be... What? Huh? Buddy? Wait, is your inventory full? I guess. I was wondering for a moment why you just grabbed 3 and then left. That makes sense. Oh, look at all that money coming in. Oh, look at it. It's even got a little drone icon to show that that's where the money's coming from. Oh, it does say flutter plort sold. Oh, nice, okay. They do have notifications down there. I should probably be keeping a closer eye on that. And one more round of feeding. Yeah, at this point, I think I am gonna just help the drone. I'm gonna help the drone sell all of these plorts. Because we just need to get the cash flow in a little bit quicker. Just a little bit quicker here. Oh, we have a new message. Let me go see who it's from. Oh, a couple of people. Hello, Victor. You gave us a pennant blueprint. Thank you. Let's see. Thora, we got Thora here. I need to drink some water. I just realized how thirsty I am. Hold on. I am a little more parched than I may have realized. Probably will take a short break in a little bit to eat some more food too, since I've only had a couple of bites of food today. I made sure to eat something before starting the stream though, so I'm not on an empty stomach or anything. I'm not that irresponsible about my stream prep or anything. Give me a moment to drink some water. Alrighty. Let's see, we got a message from Thora. Hi, B. How goes the exploring? Word is you're up to your eyeballs in mysteries over there. Sure sounds exciting. Me? I'm wondering why baby stuff is so needlessly difficult. I've climbed mountains that were easier than putting together a crib with this tiny Allen wrench they give you. Anyway, Hobson and I just wanted to say thank you. I don't think we would have come to realize we wanted a kiddo without you in our lives. I always saw a bit of myself in you. And after you restored Hobson's dusty old ranch, it made us realize that not only the marks we've left on this world matter, but that it's a hoot to see a younger lot do something new with it all. So, it's going to be a real treat to see what our little one ends up doing with this ranch. Or wherever else their heart takes them. So thank you, B. Hobson and I are better off having had you be a little part of our lives. And I wish you the very best, always. Oh, but one more thing. Hobson wanted to know why you decided not to use that big old ancient device in the ruins of the Glass Desert to go on some grand adventure across the cosmos. I told him Hobson Twilger's a woman's decision to travel across space and time is theirs and theirs alone, but he is both stubborn and curious to a fault. It was broken? Well, that don't sound right. Hobson said he left that thing primed and ready to go before he went and walked away. Said he was leaving the door open for the next adventurous soul out there. Well, well, Beatrix LeBeau. Seems you just found yourself another mystery. Good luck with that one, B. Maybe when this is all done, you should write yourself a book on it. Would make for a heck of an adventure story. See, now that's calling back to the end of Slime Rancher 1. Oh, there he goes. He's selling. There was the aforementioned ancient device. Interesting to know that Hobson had it ready to go. But we were not able to use it. And I have a feeling that that's supposed to tie back into what's going on here with the whole Rainbow Island mystery that we've got going on. I do that, and I think I'm gonna do a quick sleep cycle. Let's go. Yeah, we got some quantum cloud stuff. I haven't seen any Yoki plorts come through yet. I'll just grab this side. I'll let the drone do the other side. Because I've got other places I can do some business. Let the drone do what it's programmed to do. Put on to the back area. And check on the chickens and such. There's a lot of chickens here. Trying to make sure that I don't draw too many out, because I really want them to just get a lot done here. Let's try this. Let's take some of the ones from up here. I think we have a good number of chickens at this point. I think the main issue is just the number of roosters that I have. I think that's my main limiting factor when it comes to the self-sustaining setup. Is just having enough roosters survive the initial repopulation process and not get eaten by the slimes. I think that's the most challenging part. I think as long as I leave 4 roosters, let's do that. And if I pad it out with enough chickens... We have an egg here. Do you think these open on their own over time? Because I don't know. I'll just have them pick it up, I guess. What we could do... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's really a way to automate the Yoki plorts. I really don't know. Because I don't know if the eggs open on their own over time. I have to do some experimentation, I guess. Let's see, I'm gonna try and set up, let's say these guys. Let's just get a bunch of chickens in here. Try to get this set up. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and see if I can observe the next egg that comes up. I want to change the programming on this guy though, because it's not really super helpful to have him not really doing anything. We'll just have him collect plorts from the collectors. Put them in the refinery. We got a bunch of chickens. Put out a bunch of roosters as well. And we'll hope that enough of them survive that they can start creating a layer of chickens and roosters that just continue to exist in perpetuity. So I'm thinking the next time... Oh, one of the roosters just went elder in here. Hold on. I'm thinking the next time we see one of the Yoki slimes put out an egg, I'll change the drone back to that same setting it was at. And we'll see if we've noticed any notifications come up for collecting Yoki plorts and putting them in the refinery. Or if the egg just vanishes at a certain point. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's see. Because yeah, I'm not very familiar with the Yoki slimes. They're pretty unfamiliar territory for me, so this is a good opportunity to do some observational science. Let's see, what else? I did want to open up this other expansion here. It's 2800. Do I have... I do not have another drone station module. Okay, so that is currently our limiting factor besides money. We do need to find more modules. Good to know. I'm gonna go out and do a little bit of selling myself here. And then we'll run a quick sleep cycle. So I do want to open up that other expansion and get whatever treasure pot is back there if I can reach it. I don't remember if the treasure pot is in this expansion or the tide pools. Let's see what toys here. We already have the Stego Buddy, so that's fine. I don't really need a med station. That should be fine. Let's grab the lettuce and distribute that. I like the music for the windy weather. The one that's playing right now. It's a pretty fun track. Whoa, did you see the chicken explosion out here? Whoa, it sent out the Yoki slime too. Oh, geez. That's not cool. Oh, hey, another egg. Okay, we got a giant egg. Let me change the programming on this back to Yoki Plorts, rearrange, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, so the reason that chickens are able to escape the coop sometimes is that, so they're all in here. You got all of the, you have all the chicks in there. Sometimes when you come back, it updates. It checks to see whether the chicks are able to grow, like whether enough time has passed for them to mature into chickens or roosters, and they'll all do it at the same time. So then you get a bunch of crowding. They kind of shove each other out of the way, and that's what causes those little chicken fountains to happen. They just sort of explode out of the coop. Which I have to say is not very ideal. That's another reason why I don't really like working with the chickens so much, is because it's just too easy for them to escape. Because there's no way to build a ceiling. There's no ceiling upgrade for this like there is for the corrals. It's just high walls. So you could basically take the absolutely pitiful waist-high wall and make it an extra waist-high wall taller, and that's it. That's all the containment you really get. So, yeah. Just gonna really try to pad this out with chickens here. Well, I guess I can deal with these plorts since they're coming out now. Those in there. Alright, so we gotta keep an eye out and see if there's any... if we get any Yoki plorts from this. Just keep a loose eye on it. I will say one thing that's interesting, you can see that we get a bunch of money when we come back from that other expansion. I think it only loads one area of the conservatory at a time. And so going from one expansion to the other at a certain threshold, it changes over. So everything that was happening on this expansion is kind of put into action all at once. I'll just grab these myself. And we have enough money for the expansion now. Sorry, drone, I'm kind of doing the job for you here a little bit. I just want to make sure that it's all cleared up. Then we can go get this expansion. The gully. Yeah, I think the treasure pot is at the tide pools. Now that I'm thinking of it, I think I remember generally what sort of area it's in. So we have to purchase another expansion, because I think the treasure pod is up somewhere. I mean, I guess I can walk over it. The invisible boundary just gives me a floor to walk on. I guess that's fine. That's, yeah, this is normal. This is a very normal thing to happen. Oh yeah, this is definitely how it's supposed to be. Interesting implementation of an invisible barrier to keep me from getting into this area before I've purchased it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The jitter. The jitter. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna stop bullying the game now. Let's go back over here. Maybe the treasure pod is over here. And I just don't remember. Because it's been a while since I even thought about the conservatory treasure pods. Maybe it is over here somewhere and I just am misremembering. I don't know. That was really funny though. I was not expecting it to let me actually just straight walk on the top of it. I would have thought they would have just put a nice tall wall that prevented all movement in that direction. I was not expecting a dome. But I suppose there's one way of going about it. Certainly an interesting choice. Figure I might as well look around the area that we do have access to. Just in case. Oh, yeah, it is here. It is in this expansion. There it is. I suppose for posterity, I will be taking a screenshot here to mark on my map later. Let me just save this real quick. Oh yeah, I found another cyberpunk. It's not quite the same type of... It's not the same kind of typo, where it's a misspelled word. It's more so, I guess, a grammatical error would be the closest thing I could think of. Like either grammatical or clerical error, where basically there's an acronym, but like the acronym is in the correct order, letters wise. So it's like SCSM, where schism is the shorthand for it. But the way it was written in the note, the way they ordered the words when they wrote out, you know, like, this is what each word of the acronym means. Like, here's what each of the words that make up the acronym actually are. They put the words in the wrong order. So instead of SCSM, they spell the words in the order that they put them in to kind of extrapolate the acronym. In the note, they wrote it where the word order would have spelled SSCM instead. It's just like, oops. Don't know how that happened, but I guess it did. So much like this game, I have 2 typos that I'm sitting on right now, which I think is interesting. And then I do 3 for each of them. Yeah, I just remembered about it when I've saved the screenshot because, again, my screenshot folder memory was Cyberpunk because that's the last thing I took a screenshot of. Was that typo. Oh boy. Did we get more Yoki plorts? Were those the ones that I had before? I think I picked those up manually. So we're at 16 right now. I'm not seeing an egg anymore, and I don't remember seeing a notification. Is it not possible to automate Yoki plort eggs? The Yoki slime eggs? That's unfortunate if true. Dare I say tragic. Got these 2 roosters along with a bunch of chickens, so they don't get too overcrowded here. Spread out a little bit. They still got chickens, so that's fine. Ooh, got a bunch of roosters here. Awesome. That's what we need. Kind of spread them out a little bit here again. Give them some food. And then we're just gonna shove a bunch more chickens into this corral, and hopefully with this kind of population that we've got going, we'll have a pretty solid layer going. And hopefully this should be able to sustain itself. So ideally, they won't ever run out of food. If all goes according to plan. It seems like this isn't gonna work out. So I'm just gonna have them collect plorts from the collectors. Why not? Might as well. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to clear out some more of these. There's a lot of chickens in there. I don't think we need quite that many happening. Let's put these chickens in here, try to get a little bit of a buffer going. So then we can start getting that corral up and running with automated foods as well. Okay, oh, we've got a new message at the comm station. Let's go check it out. Hey, B, I got something special for you. It seems like the right thing at the time. Oh, but now I'm not so sure. If it's not, please don't tell me. I can't bear to hear it. Get another tree. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, friend. I love the trees. It's very great. Now I can build my own trees. Just thinking about it. The logistics of it is That's funny. Oh boy, okay. Since we are just about at the 2-hour mark here, I am going to take a short bio break here. I'm gonna eat some food, drink some water, get up and move around a little bit. So now is an excellent time for you to do the same. If you have anything you need to take care of, go check on laundry or something like that, whatever you've got going on. Now is a good time to do it. So I'm gonna step up and away for a little bit. Just a brief little break here. I'll leave the music running in the meantime. And I will be back in a little bit. Hello, hello. Let's get to some more slime ranching, huh? I wanted to hit some more sleep here. Kind of keep the cash flow part of things going. I figure we can probably clear out these. We can at least get the 20,000. We can get the control station module for the 20,000. I probably won't stick around. I won't try to grind up to the 100,000. We'll let that one happen more passively. Let's see, baddie slimes. Yeah, the full moon ball is a new one, so we'll grab that. Full moon ball. Or the baddie slime. I'll grab that real quick. Thank you. We'll go store this in the basement. Along with the other slime toys we've got going right now. Let me see if there's anything I want to build before I go out. I guess I could do the heart module, why not? Might as well. We actually have what we need for the second level as well, except for money, of course, because money is just going to be the thing that is in the way here. Yeah, it's just money. It's literally just money blocking off so many things. So while this is happening, while the ranch is generally self-sustaining, a little bit more so than it was before at the very least, how about we start working on acquiring the resources that we need to get into the Grey Labyrinth? Be able to start building some of those resonators, I think they were. Let's see, I want to do... do that, and then... do it like that. Okay. I'll go check on the stuff in the back real quick, and then I'll take a look at what we need for ingredients for the resonator blueprint. And we'll start working on that. And that will be our primary focus for right now. And that way we can just leave all of this stuff happening in the background. Because yeah, I don't want this to just only be a resource grinding stream. I'm gonna keep making, at least if I'm gonna be gathering resources, it should be pointed toward progression. There's a buffer. Grab a bunch of chickens. Right, this seems like it's doing okay so far. It would be nice to have some of the roosters get a little more buried, not have them be right at the top. But I don't know if there's really a way for me to do that manually. I guess I can try and layer in some more chickens here to act as sort of a numbers cushion. About the best I can do. Okay. Let's take a look. What do we need to be able to build this radiant projector? That's what it is. We need hunter plorts. That's the main thing. So I think if we head out to the Starlight Strand would probably be a good option. I know there's a bunch of hunter slimes over there. So we can do that. And in the meantime, we'll just let the ranch kind of do its thing. Actually, I didn't even think how much energy do these guys have. Yeah, these guys could use a refueling too. Let me hop back over here real quick. I want to grab whatever plorts I can find. Just grab a handful here. Just something to be able to refuel the drone stations here. Grab that. Oop, you ate that plort, that's fine. We don't need too many plorts here because these guys are pretty close by anyway. So it's not a huge deal. If they get kind of low, they're pretty easy to reach. Oh, well. I guess I've got too many different plort types. Let's get those in you. And then do one for each. And that should suffice for now. Yeah, battery-wise, they're okay. Alright, Starlight Strand, let's head on out. Let's go get some hunter plorts. One thing I will also consider doing, potentially, is bringing stony hens and using that combined with tabby slimes as the self-sustaining food system. Because hunter slimes, their favorite food is roosters, and that's a little bit rough. Because they're not as plentiful as chickens. Just get up here. Start grabbing hunter plorts as much as I can find. Oh, there's a tangle slime up here too. Well, I'm prepared for a tar outbreak to happen at this point. So not only do we have the phosphor slimes up here, but also a tangle slime just in the middle of everything. See, I got a few plorts there. Grab some ore. Oh, well. Deal with you and you. I don't see anything else really hunter plorts wise. I think maybe it would be a good time for me to start swapping over my ranch occupation. Switch it over to having more of the hunter slimes be mixed in. Because yeah, being out here is not gonna get me much. Like, that is about the best spot I could think of to get hunter plorts, and it's still not great. I think I will hang on to these hunter plorts. Yeah. I mean, gathering some radiant ore, that's worth the trip. Not exactly what I'm here for, but works out in a certain regard. Hello? Thank you. That one took a while. I'm thinking of it. Do we have any... good spots for stony hens? Let me check here. Resources, stony hens. Ah, it doesn't say what region though. I think I remember where they are. They're just over here. So I'm thinking I'll want to do that. Well, doesn't really matter. If I'm going to be mixing them with hunters, it doesn't matter anyway. Never mind. Never mind. I'm kind of improvising the plan here a little bit. I'm thinking we start trading out some of these guys. Having the Flutter Hunter Largos instead of Flutter Cotton Largos. So we can start getting some interplorts. That's the idea anyway. I think when I do start working with the hunter largos, we'll probably pare down to just having 2 largos for each corral. Because they're also going to have to be eventually sharing space with a ton of chickens and roosters, ideally. So I'm going to want to make sure I have some decent space for them to coexist in that space. I'm just trying to think if I have any specific plan I want to go with here. I might take some of this money and invest in yet another coop over here. Look at that chicken explosion. Oh, why? Why do you do this to me so? Why couldn't we just have a roof? Why can't we just enclose the coop? That's all I ask, is just something to keep the chickens contained. Because right now they just fly out and it's not great. Let's see, we got any elders in there? Nope, seems good. I'm gonna take all of these guys. We're gonna start another coop up here. You need to go that way. Let's build another coop here. Let's get the high walls, that's important. And then I guess spring grass is the only other thing we can afford in terms of propagation rate. Okay, that's a good start here. Just get a bunch of these guys in here. Just get a lot of chickens. No, chicken, where are you going? Stop it. Really just try to kickstart this. Get it going pretty strong. Okay. Starting to get some things set up pretty well. You need to keep going. That way. We got some feeding to do. I guess here's the other thing. I want to have at least one corral set up with the hunter flutter largos. I could, in theory, just keep the other 3 and just have one of these gardens be a coop instead. Or even better, here's a thought. What if I made this into another corral and just made this and one other corral into a hunter flutter largo setup? with 2 Largos each. Because I don't trust 2 gardens to be enough food for all 4 corrals, but for 3 it should be fine. So maybe I'll do that. I'll convert... let's say this one, because this is where I'll want to have the Tabby Hunter Largos later, when I attempt to go for diversity again. So we'll set that one up, and then we'll make that one a corral as well. Okay, that should be fine. See, that's the general improvised plan I'm kind of working with right now. I do still need more money, though. That's basically never going to change. I'm gonna help this guy do some of his work here. He's gonna grab the flutter plorts, so that's fine. I'll let him do that. Toss a couple of them in the drone station to fuel it up a bit more. How's fuel? How's fuel on everything right now? I could stand to go out and do some refueling. Let's do this. Let him do a selling round. Then we do a sleep cycle. So we can get some more plorts going. I'll check and see if we've got a new slime toy on the market here. Nope, we already have a nightlight, so we're good there. Let's take these. I'm not going to take all of the ports with me to go do refueling. I'm going to still sell some of them. But I am just going to do a quick refueling run for the drones that we do have out in the field right now. Just to make sure they stay pretty decently topped off. Everything on the ranch should be fine. It's just the ones out in the fields. I forgot I only got one set of crops here. Okay, let's do this. Let's sell the cotton plorts. And then when I head out, I'll use the flutter plorts for refueling. Ooh. The number of chickens back here is starting to make the game chug a slight bit. Go in there. I don't think we've had any escapes recently. Shouldn't be anything too crazy going on. Mostly just an aging chicken population. I guess we can clear out our quantum cloud. gosh, it's so nice to be able to just do that with Sunsap, being able to gather the Sunsap that way. Because that used to be such a pain in the early access. Whoa, why did it shoot off that to the right? That was a weird launch angle. I sure didn't mean for it to go that way. I was aiming straight at the center of the coop. I don't know why it shot off to the right. A little bit weird. I know I just put these chickens in here, but I'm gonna take some of them. Keep trying to bolster the population here. Trying to pad it out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to automate. If there is a way to automate the Yogi plorts, that would be super awesome. Because that's honestly one of the few things that doesn't really have any sort of effective solution in terms of acquiring it passively. Because the thing is, even with the puddle and fire slimes, at least they passively generate plorts in the open world in such a way that you can just go in and grab them when you happen to be in that area. The thing that makes the Yogi plorts so difficult is that you have to actively bust open the egg to get them. And that introduces a whole extra layer of complexity. It's the automation question. It's like, how do you automate the process of acquiring only the egg from, like, extracting only the egg from a coop full of chickens and a Yogi slime, and then translate that into opening the egg and collecting only the plorts that come out from inside, and not the chicks that come out from the egg. It's just, there's so many layers of complexity to it that I don't know if it's really feasible to even attempt to automate that process. Oh, I've got plenty of plorts to do some fueling with here. See how you doing on fuel now. 188 and 172. Okay. I want to save the flutter plorts for the Powderfall Bluffs, because that one's farther away, so I want it to be in better shape for longer. Because these drones are pretty close by. They're not very difficult to reach. It's easy enough to just pop out real quick, go refuel them, and then move on with whatever I was doing. I didn't mean to come all the way back to the to the ranch. I guess I can pick this up. I wanted to come over here so we can get toward the Powderfall Bluffs teleporter. My energy regenerates so that we can make the glide across. Oh, nice. You can get water from the geysers. And it only is possible when the geyser's actually going. It's cool. I don't think I've ever tried getting water from those. I just hardly ever use water, so I never really need to refill it. So I've never really had the opportunity to test that. Or never really had a reason to test it, I suppose. Now on out here. Go refuel that drone and then we'll head back to home. Yeah, just a nice little spot right here. %. Yeah, this should be good for quite a while. We should not need to come back here to refuel for a good long while. Some slime fossils while we're here, because I think we need those for something too. Upgrades wise. Grab some saber and puddle plorts while we're here, why not? Might as well. Let's spread these guys out a little bit. Oops, you guys need to be in water. Alright, I think we're good to head back out. This will take us to Ember Valley, and then we just immediately pop down here. And we got a home portal. Pretty neat. Oh, we got a new message. I will have to check that in a little bit. I'm just gonna put those in there. Store them for science. Now we've gotten some more money as well, I can go upgrade that recently built coop and get the rest of the upgrades on it. Seems good. Okay, that's all Build up. Let's go upgrade this coop. I guess deal with any potential chicken explosions because I see them flying around. I gotta empty this out a little bit. Let's see, that's 4 roost strips. So that should be fine. Let's get the Vitamizer. Elder Collector's a really expensive upgrade. More than I ever remember it costing. It just... I always forget just how expensive of an upgrade it is. That's 4 of them. Just max out my inventory slot here. Get over here. I think this should be enough. Enough chickens and roosters, ideally. Want to be able to self-sustain. Hopefully that works out. I'm gonna grab a handful more chickens just to help pad it out. Yeah, the game does not like having quite this many chickens going on all at once. Yeah, once I have them self-sustaining, I can maybe use these coops for something else. I can build something else there. Who knows? For now, that's fine. It's not a super big performance hit or anything. Oh, we got this message. Let's see who's calling. We got 2 messages again. Let's see who we got. Hello, Beatrix. I hope it's not too presumptuous, but I got you this. I hope you like it. Usually I use an algorithm to identify appropriate gifts, but in this instance I just sort of winged it. I agree. The spontaneity scares me too. Oh, pink teleporter. Thank you, Victor. Can't wait till I have the resources to actually build all of these portals, huh? Ooh, some rainbow grass. Thank you, Thora. Very nice. What do we have for decorative stuff? Because we have a few things. Let's put some stuff down. How about we have some extra grass right there? And then, maybe a little bit of grass here in the corner to kind of start padding it out a little bit. Give it a little bit more of a lush feeling. It's not just sand and dirt. I start bolstering it a little bit more. Then we have a tree, I think, as well. We've got a rock and we've got a tree. Where do I want to put a tree? Where would be a good spot for this tree? Maybe on the other side of this bush to kind of frame. Well, no, maybe here. Slightly farther away. farther away. So that it's not right on top of the bushes there. Yeah, there you go. And then we have a rock. Just a rock clump. Not sure where I want to put this. Maybe I can't place it very close to this environmental area. Won't let me place it super close to the wall, which is where I would want to put rocks, near the walls, but they won't let me. Like, no, you want to put rocks somewhere, they have to be out in the open on their own by themselves. You're not allowed to put them near walls. I mean, this is really the only place it's letting me even get close. I guess we could put it there then. Cool. There's a pathway there, that's why it's letting me put it there. No. Oh, good golly. Where will the game let me put these rocks? Right here. Sure, that works. Cool. Good spot for those rocks. I want to try and at least make some degree of effort to use the decorations they're giving me. Even if I'm not gonna go out of my way to make my own decorations, the least I can do is attempt to use the ones that they hand to me. And we have enough money for that Elder Collector upgrade on the coop now. So we can go do that. That is a useful upgrade to have. It looks like it's already getting put to good use. See, I think I need to pare down the number of chickens that are here. Just a little bit. Whoa. Y'all saw that one, right? Just the explosion of growth. Actually, we need to keep that one. Okay, that seems good. Let's put all of these guys in here. I really want to give these corrals a fighting chance to get their own self-sustaining food source going. That should be good for you. This one's still doing okay by the looks of it. Maybe get some more chickens out of here to clear it up a little bit. Try to make sure this isn't too overcrowded. I think the main thing is this one needs more roosters in it, and this one will need more of both, I think. Seems good for now, though. Let's get get this cleaned up here. Real quick, how's power levels looking for the ranch? Yeah, these are fine. I don't need to be tossing plorts into them. Just sell those. Okay. We have another message at the comm station, so let me read that. It's another one from Bob. Special delivery, have a great chickens. Oh, we got another set of rocks to put down somewhere. Oh yeah, we have a blue return home portal. Where would I want to set that up? I really need to look at how many different portals there are in the game and just start getting a sort of travel system figured out. Because right now I just have no idea where I want to set them. I think right here's probably good. I mean, yeah, that works fine. Actually, hold on. What if we put those over here instead? Okay. Let's see, we got a new Pronto Mart update. Let's see if we've got any new slime toys or not. What do we have going on in here? Oh, we already have one of these. I think we actually start the game with one of these in the basement already. It's the one I've got in here with these guys. They got their own little glow foxy fur. Okay, don't think there's really too much else aside from getting more money that we can really do resource-wise to get a bunch of... I think the teleporters are mainly locked behind money right now too. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I would need to do that I'm not thinking of. Let's sell some more plorts here. Trying to think, maybe it would be more valuable to have the drone do feeding. I don't know. I don't know that the drone is gonna do a good job of evenly distributing the food. That's my main concern. So I need to make sure that all of the corrals are getting a relatively even amount of food. So yeah, I think I just have to leave it. I think plort collecting is the most beneficial thing it could be doing. Just trying to think it through. Yeah, okay. We do have 1,000 new bucks. We could possibly do something with that. What do we got? I don't want to worry about getting health items. We could make a return home portal. We need 2,000 new bucks to be able to make area specific portals. I do think more return home portals would be good. We have enough resources for both of them. We just don't have enough money to make both. We only have enough for one. But one's better than nothing. But yeah, there's also the decorations. Yeah, I haven't seen the recipe unpin itself at any point during this stream either. So I don't know why that's the case. Let me see, where would be a good spot to put return home portals? Where would I want to set something like that up? Because these are close enough. These are close enough to home that it's fine. That one's already okay as it is. I don't know, maybe I save those for the Grey Labyrinth. Because Grey Labyrinth, I think, is gonna be the kind of place where I'm not going to have a ton of options for teleporters to get me back to the ranch. So I think having one-way or two-way teleporters for the labyrinth specifically is probably for the best. Because yeah, it would be convenient to set up teleporters around the rainbow fields and stuff like that, just across Rainbow Island. But other than the area specific ones, which are a one-way teleport to each of the distinct biomes, I think those are the only immediately tangibly useful teleporters I could be making. And those cost 2,000 each. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think what else can be done. I feel like it mainly just comes down to we need money. We need money and we need chickens. Both of those things just require time to pass. So I think doing more of the sleeping strat here, doing more sleep strats, is the ideal option at this point in time. So we'll just go through this, sell plorts for money, we'll go back to the other area, keep trying to increase our chicken population. Get that going. Food. Let's get more lettuce going. Okay, let's see, which one did I bolster last time? Oops. I think I gave that one an extra last time. Let's do those. And then we will, oh, no. Hold on. Another set of lettuce just showed up. Better get that taken care of. Alright, now we'll go see how much of a chicken explosion happens back here. Seems okay for now. Oh, we got another Yoki egg. Why does it fly off in that direction? That's so weird. Why does it just fly off in a random direction like that? Giving me anxiety attack. Let's use this. Yeah, the frame rate's definitely not liking how many chickens I've got going on here. Bring down the number of chickens a little bit. We only have 3 roosters in there. How about we take the spare 5th one that happens to be here and put him in here instead. Okay. This coop had some chickens escape, it looks like. A couple of them. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Okay, we needed more roosters in here. And then more of everything in here, so we'll just layer this in. Okay. I think we're almost at a point where I could switch off. Or I could start building up the corral over here. In fact, you know what? I think we'll do that. Let's see, we'll have... Let's do a redistribution of food here. We're going to be splitting food across 3 corrals now. So let's see. You get 10 and the other ones get 9. Just do a little redistribution there. We'll take whatever happens to already be in here. Maybe 3 of each. Well, I guess it would have been 4. So I'm still working with the mental image of doing 4 corrals, splitting it 4 ways instead of 3. Okay, you guys are going to live your best lives out in the field. In the field. In the field. Go out there, please. We'll need to go out and get another slime at some point, but for now we can at least have the flutter slime in here, and we can get the hunter plort that we saved earlier. There you go. He's gonna be a little bit grumpy, so we'll need to go get him some food so he calms down. Because yeah, hunter slimes, whenever they turn largo initially, they get grumpy. Let's just take 10 of these guys. Not a super huge number of them. Just something for this guy to be able to eat for a little while. And this way we'll start getting some hunter plorts in the mix. Which means I am going to have to tell this guy to take hunter plorts specifically from the plort collector and put them in the refinery. And I'll just have to manually take care of the rest of them until we've gotten all of our hunter plorts that we need. I don't need to have hunter plorts stored up anymore. So now I can get them freely. Hunter plorts go in the refinery, everything else gets sold for money. So we do need money. I'm gonna save the money this time to get the 2,000 to get the area-specific teleporters, because those are more valuable at this juncture, I feel. Get all of this. I have to remember I'm splitting this 3 ways now, not 4. So each one of these gets 13. Oh, that works out really nicely, actually. Because basically each one just gets a single full-sized yield of garden crop. So each of them now gets exactly the same amount. I don't have to account for remainders anymore. Which is kind of nice. Not having to split an odd number of resources across an even number of corrals. Market conditions are favorable. It's pretty decent money. Oh, the chickens. Oh, the chickens. Oh, the chickens. Oh, the chickens. They're going everywhere. I don't like that. The sense of organization is gonna get absolutely destroyed. Stop it, chickens! Get in there. Okay, how are we doing over here? Roosters, let's grab these. I think we're okay on roosters in here. I think these are good. I think these coops are fine. Just random chickens everywhere. It's just random chickens from the explosions of chicken population. This corral does not need an auto feeder anymore. I'm not gonna worry about getting rid of it or anything. There we go. I do want to go get some roosters as well. See how many I have to work with. I always love the visible slowdown. I'm gonna come over to this part of the ranch now. I mean, any true Slime Rancher fan knows that chickens are just too powerful. Chickens are the most powerful creatures in the entire game, no question. That's just how it is. So many chickens! There's so many! What happened? How are there so many chickens? See, this is how uprisings begin. This is how chicken uprisings start happening. And minding your own business, all of a sudden the coop is overflowing. This should be a pretty good start to the corral. With only one Largo in there, that's probably fine. I don't think I'll need to grab any more. I won't need to put any more chickens in there for a little while. Oh boy. Glow bug. We already have that, right? We do not. I think I've seen it, but I haven't acquired it. 1,000. 1,000? Dang. I just got 1,000, basically. Oh well. I want to grab this before I lose the chance. So we're gonna buy it. Teleporters can wait, I suppose. Just a little bit longer. We'll put this downstairs. And I'm gonna go out and get more letter slimes from the Starlight Strand. So we need one more for this corral, and then I want to get 2 more for a second corral up there. So I need to grab 3 total. Let me real quick grab our quantum resources here. I'm pretty good on jellystone now. Let's see how much we've got going on now that we've acquired that. 248, that's pretty good. About a quarter of the way to full. Alright, let's grab some random plorts along the way if there happen to be any. Now it looks like everything's coming out of the woodwork now, so it would take a moment for plorts to show up. Just want to toss something in there. Keep it going. Go see if we can find some flutter slimes out here. We need 3 of them. Is my idea. Can grab a rooster along the way. Sure. Why the heck not? Trying to remember which way I need to go here. I don't usually come through that area too often, so it takes me a moment. If we have just straight up hunter slimes, that works too. I just need some combination of 3 flutter or hunter slimes. And well, you know, for the sake of having a cleaner inventory, I suppose I could just do that. Couple of roosters here. Grab them as we head out here. Now I always forget that this teleporter is here. That I can just go to this one and be at the spot where flutter slimes exist. I always forget about it. I just never go up to that area either. Ooh. Golden pot has some jellystone and deep brine, okay. Nothing crazy, but still a little extra bit of resources. Sure. Certainly won't complain about that. Let's see, we'll toss these roosters in there. Put 1 flutter slime in here. Here, how about you take flutter plorts and sell them on the market. Oops, not what I wanted to press. Flutter plorts from collectors and put them on the market. I'm gonna hit X, not Z. Z clears the entire thing. So yeah, you go do that. Just leave you in there. These picking up flutter plorts, so we'll just do cotton plort cleanup here. And then put these guys in inventory slot 1, so it's a little cleaner. Do a quick sleep cycle here. Get things moving along. So I'm gonna grab this hunter plort and feed it to you. So we have our 2. I'm gonna keep, because I forgot I was having this guy put the hunter plorts in the refinery. I do need to keep at least 2 of them separate. Now we're good to do. Now we're good to set him back up on refinery duty. I just want to make sure he finishes what he's doing right now first, in case interrupting him deletes the resources that he's carrying. And you just gotta come over and sell stuff on the market. As soon as you do that, I'll set you back to what you were at before. Right, that's done. Set it back to hunter plorts from plort collectors to the refinery. Okay. Let's go get a teleporter built, so we can do that. We can afford it. Right. We can afford it, but we don't have the plorts for it. We'll have this one soon enough, because we're getting hunter plorts right now. So that'll be somewhat handy to have that. Ooh, we actually have enough for the pink teleporter, you know? A 2-way teleporter. Let's get that built. Absolutely. We need saber plorts for this one too. Maybe that would be what we have set up for the other one. Maybe we do... New idea is coming to mind. What if instead of doing Flutter Hunter, what if we doubled up on Hunter Saber? And then instead of the painted hens, we have the Thundercluck hens instead. That way, no matter which one they eat, it's always going to be their favorite food. And we're getting 2 plort types that we need simultaneously. Alright, new directive has been determined. Send these guys out to the field to live their best life. Oh, I hear the cat. Hold on, I gotta go check on them real quick. I will be back momentarily. I'm just gonna vanish real quick. Don't worry about it. I'll be back real quick. Alright. I am back. It is fine. I thought they were still in the bedroom or something, and that they needed to get out to do some business or something like that, but they're out in the main space, so they are okay. I just wanted to check and make sure that they weren't in a room or something that they couldn't get out of. But they are all good to go. I just wanted to make sure that was the case, rather than take it for granted. Grab all of these heads of lettuce here and distribute. You can already see how much of a stockpile we're building up on the auto feeders. Just the difference of one less corral. I need to remind myself of what I was planning to do. Saber slimes and hunter slimes, we need to mix them together. So I need to go out to the Powerful Bluffs and get me some saber slimes so that I can bring them back, feed them hunter plorts. I also need to grab thundercluck hens while I'm out there. I'll probably replace... well, I don't know if I want to replace... I don't know if I want to do a replacement. That doesn't sound like a great idea, because then the chicken explosions that have been happening out here, I'm worried that they're gonna start getting, they're gonna like spill over into other coops that they don't belong in. I do think we could probably ease up on the painted hen production, because I don't think we don't need this many. Actually, you know what, here. That reminds me of the other thing we were gonna do with them. We do actually have something that we need to do related to meat eaters. We've got Gordo slimes we can clean up. Now that we have excess chicken production, we can actually do that. I'm going to take one of the roosters out of here. Put them in here because we only have 3. I like to have 4 of them. I don't know if there's any specific reason that I don't know if having 4 of them specifically would be any major difference. They're missing one too. 4 is just what I generally like to go with. So, okay. Let's start taking these chickens and going out to handle some Gordo slimes. That's another thing we can do with them. Where is a good place to start for those? Well, we've got the Hunter Gordo and the Angler Gordo and Starlight Strand. Those don't really provide any specifically useful benefit, but they're the only ones we have left, actually. So I guess that makes the decision real easy. Angler's first because it's closer to the teleporter that is very close by. So I'm gonna check Pronto Mart first. Full Moon Ball, that's one we already have. I'll read the messages at the comm station later. For now, Just need to go out to Starlight Strand, feed these chickens to the Angler Gordo and possibly the Hunter Gordo if we end up having any leftovers. And then after that, we want to pop over to the Powderfall Bluffs to grab some Saber Slimes and Thundercluck chickens so that we can set them up as Saber Hunter Largos. Where am I going here? This way. That way, and then down here. Grab some Radiant Ore since it's right here. Might as well. Oh yeah, you've got the sea hens over here too. Yeah, you have your own little food source. Well, that'll help me stretch these chickens I do have a lot farther. And we still have 26 left. Not too shabby. Whoa, treasure pod. Hello, I forgot this one existed here. Well, that's Starlight Strand done then. Whoa. Unexpected benefit. I don't know, for some reason I just totally never saw that there and I completely forgot it existed there. But that's our final treasure pod for Starlight Strand as far as the ones that currently exist in the game as of this update. So cool. Very fruitful journey out here. Let's see what it's inside. What do we got in here? Resources. Oh no, the diamond! Not again. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Buzzwax. I don't really need that super badly. I'd rather carry the diamond. Wait a minute. If that gave me those resources, that must be a new one they added, huh? That must be one of the new ones. It's gotta be. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That was unexpectedly pleasant surprise there. Let's head back to home base and deposit what we have. Yes, I know I have a new message waiting for me at the comm station. I'll get to it. Just need to deposit some resources. Put another rooster in there. I'll go grab some more chickens, because why not? See if there's any other spots that need cleaning up. I think this one could use fewer chickens. Okay. That should do for now. 40 should be enough. I can't imagine it would take more than 40. And if it does somehow take more than 40, I will be amazed. I'll just give this one the 13 and then we'll do the other ones later. Alright, off to Powderfall Bluffs. We'll grab stuff from there, then come back. By then, we may have more chickens to work with. I'm really losing the plot on this. I don't really use the... I don't really go over to this teleporter very often. So I have to add it to my muscle memory. It's like, okay, so I should just come out straight to the right when I want to go over here. Okay. That should be simple enough for me to remember in the future. Rude. Trying to Goomba stomp on me? And then we'll walk so that we can regain energy. There's a flight across here. Wrap around here. Now we're gonna need 4 saber slimes and as many thunderclock chickens as I can manage to nab while I'm out here. Let's see what we can do. All that stuff starts over here. So let's see what we can do. There's one. Don't see any others. Keep on moving up. So here's one. Trying to look around and see if there's any others going on. Just quickly grab some puddle plorts while I'm here. Why not? Let's head into the cave. We'll head back up. Here's 2 saber slimes. That's pretty good. There's 3. If I got in here sooner, I could have gotten a 4th. It looks like it's already largoed up. So that does us no good. I'll take a thunderclock chick because that could grow into a hen. There's another one. There's another one. I think it's just a nice tidy 4 of them. It's not too bad. Kind of unfortunate we don't... Oh, hold on, hold on. Nice, okay. We also got our 4 saber slimes. So we got everything we wanted while we were out here. Heck yeah. Let's go start setting some things up here. So we have got some work to do. Let's get these puddle plorts put away. I'll deal with the lettuce in a moment. What I want to do is... Oh boy. These chickens are out of control. Okay, hold on. I need to put some of them in here so I have room to pick up the others. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Alright, I think we've officially reached a point where there are too many chickens. I need all of these chickens. There's so many. Entirely too many chickens. Oh no, I overdid it. I have officially overdone it. So many chickens. There's so many. This is quite frankly absurd. This is an absurd number of chickens. Stop. This is an absurd number of chickens. Hold on. I just want to get them all cleaned up. Perfect. Fine. Good. 4 of you. Putting all 5 of you and 1 of you in here. We're gonna start having these guys do something instead. Good gravy. Okay, I'm gonna have to pare down the number of chickens here. This is ridiculous. There's entirely too many chickens. Entirely too many chickens. Look at all. Look at all those chickens. There are just way too many chickens happening right now. I have overdone it. Officially overdone it. Even the game is protesting at this point. I could probably straight up decommission one of those coops at this point. We have 2 hunter plorts. I need 4 of them. So I need you to swap over to collecting. Let's do flutter plorts first. No, I did flutter plorts last time. Do cotton plorts. You do that. I'm gonna go feed all of these chickens to the hunter Gordo slime in the Starlight Strand. What's the quickest way to him? Probably just the normal route. Honestly, just the normal route is probably the fastest. Just because it's easier to navigate, and it's about the same distance. No reason to overcomplicate things. It's just a matter of going over here and then whoa, golden pot. Hello? Here we got some resources. I think I'll leave the radiant ore alone because it's just the one. Alright. Over here, I believe, is the spot. Yes, okay. Eat up, buddy. $40 would not have been enough. 50 was enough. It takes 50 food units That's wild. Also, a good place to get some hunter slimes if you don't already have them, I guess. Good place to get a bunch of them all at once. I'll just head back the way we came from. Pick up that radiant ore we left behind. I could gather rock plorts for the extra tank upgrade. But I just need to work on my rancher diversity anyway. So I'm not too worried about going out of my way to get those right now. I'll say though, you see me getting a lot of use out of that extra inventory slot. It certainly does come in handy. It's nice to have. Just ran out of running juice. Okay, I think we're fine on this. We can open up a new plot here. Let's get the corral. Let's get the high walls. Let's get the air net. Music box would probably be good, and bullet collector. Nice. Start with 2 of you. I'll grab the 2 hunter plorts that we have here. Yeah, look how agile these guys are. Then we go over here, we grab a handful of the chickens that are in here. And then just toss them your guys' away so you have something to eat. Just start putting on. We'll leave 2 of them out. I don't have to worry about keeping the saber plorts anymore. You just put those in there. Cool, okay. Then what I can do is I can have you guys head out to live your best life out in the fields. And we can put the other saber slimes in here. Make them into Largo combos. With the other 2 hunter plorts that we've got. There you go, buddy. And just let him do his feeding thing. Get these flutter plorts out of the way. So we got saber plorts in here now. Awesome, okay. Now we're starting to get somewhere with this setup. We're finally branching out a little more actively. So yeah, we definitely need both of these. The hunter and saber plorts, we need both of those. It's going to be very good to have a consistent source of those. We just need to get the the Thundercluck hens up and running. Need to increase their population so we can start lining their corrals with it. I want to split this 3 ways. I guess 5 for one and then 4 for the others. Something like that. I'll just grab what's here, sell it myself. You need to grab plorts in general and send them to the refinery, because that'll account for both hunter and saber plorts. And we now have enough money to where we have, once we have enough resources, we should be able to get the Powderfall Bluffs and or the Starlight Strand portal pretty soon. Okay, we do not need this many chickens in here. Let's limit the numbers quite a lot. We don't need this many chickens in here at all. I do want to keep some amount of chickens in here. Let's keep 4 of each, just so that the Yogi Slime has some amount of company. I don't know how the Yogi Slime is affected, if at all, by the quantity of chickens in its vicinity. There's a lot of potential nuance to the Yoki Slimes that I just have no idea if it even exists to begin with, let alone how much of a depth there is to its unique ranching mechanics. Let's get all these chickens out here. Do the same thing for you guys. I just really pare down the number of chickens we've got going at once. We are past the point where we need a major excess of chickens. We don't need that anymore. Got so many chickens. It's entirely too many chickens. At a certain point, I am going to have to actively release some of these chickens, I think. Because this is entirely too many chickens. Just want to pare this down to the absolute basics here. Okay. These guys have so many chickens, they should never need any more chickens ever again. They should just be such a consistent source, self-sustaining source, that it never is a problem ever again. These guys are my main emphasis right now. Alright, things should be more reasonable back here now in terms of the coops at least. Frame rate, I don't know. Frame rate's a little bit strained just because of the sheer quantity of chickens I've got going on back there. But it's fine. It'll sort itself out eventually. Either that or it'll get to a point where I'll do something to bring it back down. But that's not where my efforts are really focused at the moment. We already have a nightlight, so we don't need that. Let's do our final check of the comm station. Oh boy, we've got messages from everybody except for Mochi. Cool. Let me sit up a little bit here because we got some reading to do. We got Victor's surprisingly straightforward. Ogden sent us some shrubs. Very nice, very cool. Hey, B. I know it's silly, but I worry about the hard work you do out there all on your own. So I sent you a little care package. Hope it gives you a little extra get up and go. Oh, I can make my own rainbow grass now, thank you. Guess what? Dot 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 dot. Present time. Thanks, I can craft rocks now. Wonderful. Thank you, Bob, very cool. Do I have any final decorations to place down? No, looks fine. Oh boy. You know, Bob is a real ray of sunshine, isn't he? What an absolute delight. I'm just gonna grab these manually real quick before we wrap up here. It is just about that time. Well, it is that time. After checking for messages, it absolutely is that time. Alright, so we're finally making some headway here. We've got a plan in motion here for our new infrastructural changes. We're gonna replace these painted hens with thundercluck hens eventually, once we have enough of them to actually have a strong population, a strong self-sustaining population. So for now, we'll just be doing maybe partially optimal feeding there for the hunter saber largos. And now we have a little bit of pocket change coming up in our favor here. So we can actually start saving up money for upgrades and things. We're finally going to be at a point, hopefully, where money isn't the one thing stopping us from being able to actually craft and upgrade things. And at this point, I don't think we have any more Gordo slimes in the areas that we've been to either, unless they're ones that I just haven't walked next to and I don't see them on the map. Because let me run back real quick. Which ones I know we've done. We did the cotton, we did phosphor, we did pink. We did a boom slime, we did the hunter and the anglers. We got the tabby. We got the baddie. I'm trying to think what other ones there are for slime types. We got the crystal and I think the rock Gordos. Because they're both in Ember Valley. Yeah, we got both of those. I'm just trying to run through my brain any slime types we haven't. Any slime types that we have seen but haven't done a Gordo for. Don't think there's any other ones. Puddle, Fire, and Yoki slimes are unique types, so they don't have Gordo variants. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. I think that's all of them. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing one that I just haven't walked near. Oh yeah, honey slimes. We did the honey Gordo. That was Starlight Strand. We did the Flutter Gordo. Yeah, I think we've done all of them. All the ones that we have in the areas that we have access to, at least. So now that we've got Saber Plorts going, we'll be able to unlock some stuff like the Powderfall Bluffs teleporter. And now that we have Hunter Plorts also going at the same time, since we have them both going in tandem as a Hunter Saber Largo setup, the Hunter Plorts, that'll help us unlock the Starlight Strand teleporter, and also that'll get us those radiant projectors, which we are going to need if we want to get inside the Grey Labyrinth, which we definitely do. So now that we've made some infrastructure changes and we've got some different things set up, I'd say we're in a pretty good position to tackle the labyrinth as soon as we have radiant projectors. So we are going to need multiple, so I'm going to want to make sure that I make at least a few of them, because there is a little bit of an optimization that I didn't think about when I first played through the Grey Labyrinth during early access that will help save on resources a little bit. It's not a huge deal, but it's mainly going to help in the sense that I'm not going to have to build like 20 radiant projectors for the entirety of the Grey Labyrinth. I can get by with maybe 5 or less. I think that should be a pretty reasonable amount to work with. One thing I don't remember, and this is mostly a curiosity at this point, it's not actually going to be important immediately, but thinking about future navigation, I can't remember. If you set up a two-way teleporter, if you delete one of the teleporters, does that remove both of them at the same time? Or does it only remove the one that you actively demolished, or, you know, deconstructed would probably be more accurate. I imagine for balancing purposes, they probably make it so that both teleporter pads get deconstructed at the same time once they're both placed. Because otherwise I could totally see it just being super easy to cheese navigation by having one teleporter pad always set up here at the conservatory and then just only set down the other one when you're ready to come back. And that way you can just pop back and forth. You can just come back to the conservatory and then go back to where you were and then just pick up the one teleporter pad and then just keep going like nothing happened. I imagine they probably make it. You know what? Here. I have a two-way teleporter. We can just try it. Two-way teleporters can be used to create a custom warp route between two locations. Install both teleporters from the same set to create your desired warp route. Yep. It takes 2 minutes to build it, which is its own limitation, I suppose. So that is what it is. That's not a big deal. But I am very curious if deconstructing one will deconstruct both of them. So let's let them build first. We'll just do a quick maintenance check, see if there's anything I need to pick up. Doesn't look like it. We'll just test it out real quick while I'm thinking of it. Might as well. I would look at recipes and stuff like that, but that would pause time. And I don't want to go too far beyond my usual end time because, you know, dinner's a thing. Dinner is a thing, and I don't want to necessarily delay that. Especially if I don't need to. But for science's sake, I am curious about this one particular thing because if you can, just pick up the teleporter pad and move it around without deconstructing the other pad, that would be majorly useful for navigation, like incredibly so. Just get this cleared up real quick for what it's worth. This should be done. All right, so we've got our teleporter. Okay, so that works. Just teleport from one to the other. What happens if I pick up? Yes, it does get rid of the other one. Okay. Yeah, that's how I figured it would be. It'd be way too exploitable otherwise. Okay. Well, that is that question answered, so... Science has been scienced. So yeah, we've got ourselves pretty well set for what our next steps are going to be. Getting those hunter and saber plorts. Getting enough of those to be able to build our biome-specific teleporters. And also getting those radiant projectors so we can get into the labyrinth. Which I would like to see if we can try and at least get in and start checking out the Grey Labyrinth next time. Now, considering that we've got, at least I have the next week off for the holiday break, I don't know if I will do a bonus stream or not. I am considering it as a possibility, but I don't know for sure. Since I've got the extra free time, might be nice to do something a little extra. I don't know if I'd be playing this game specifically or if I would do, you know, just like a one-off of something else. It would definitely be more so up to whatever I happen to feel like. One, if I feel like streaming, and two, if there's something in particular that speaks to me. Because otherwise we could just do a super chill resource farming stream. Not too dissimilar to what we were doing here on this stream. Even though I didn't want it to necessarily be just a resource farming stream, we definitely needed some resources shuffled around. But it's all part of the process. Yeah, I don't know for sure if I'm gonna do a bonus stream or not. I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to hard commit to anything because I don't know what holiday plans are gonna look like over the next week. So I don't want to promise something and not be able to deliver on it. But I do want to express at minimum that the idea is there, and I am interested in potentially doing something just pretty low key. If anybody wants to hang out around the holidays kind of thing, just that sort of vibe. Not doing anything too specific. Not doing like a big holiday event or anything. It'd be just very roughly equivalently chill to my usual, especially when it comes to a game like this. I wouldn't be doing anything too specific. But I figure I mention it, and if I do decide to do a bonus stream between now and next Saturday, I will post about it on my Blue Sky. That's where all of my stream notifications live, is there. So that's for anything stream update related, and some other stuff on there too. I share around some other people's stuff that I enjoy, some of which end up being Monami Park updates and things like that too. I usually repost those whenever they come up. But yeah, for stream updates, Blue Sky is the best place to go for that, because that is always the first place that I update anything stream related. So if I do end up deciding to do a bonus stream, that will be the first place that's the first place I will make it known. And for anyone who's interested in seeing the archives of previous streams that I've done, those live over here on my YouTube channel. I've been getting a lot better about having a consistent schedule for uploading my archives. When I was starting off, it was kind of hit or miss on whether or not I'd get it edited and get it uploaded on Monday or Tuesday. But whenever I do a stream, I usually have the archive up 48 hours after the start time, just to kind of play it safe in regards to, I know there's technically an exclusivity clause for Twitch content, where it's like, oh, they don't want people posting stuff from what they did on Twitch immediately onto other platforms. They want a little bit of buffer time. That gives me some time to edit and render and upload the video anyway, so I don't usually mind it too much. It's not incredibly imperative for me to get it up, to get the archive uploaded the moment I'm done streaming or anything like that. But yeah, for any stream archive stuff, the YouTube channel is the place to go. There's some other stuff on there too. You might find a couple of music things, maybe a couple of memes, who knows. There's definitely a handful of things in there besides archives, so you can kind of poke around if you want to, see what you find in there. But it is primarily archive. That is the general focus of it, because it's what I do the most consistently. So yeah, this archive will be up. I usually try to do Monday at noon Central Time is when the videos go live, and I also post that up on Blue Sky when the uploaded archive goes live. So if you check the Blue Sky, you get stream updates, but you also get archive updates, along with some other stuff too. I figure it's been a little while since I mentioned that, so I've thought it would be good for me to do that little bit of housekeeping, just because I don't make a regular habit out of mentioning it. But those resources are there if ever you are wanting for a little bit more information regarding stream and YouTube archive happenings. But that will be it for me for today. I'm gonna go get dinner plans figured out. Hopefully, whenever we pick this up again, whether that's next Saturday or potentially sooner. Again, keep an eye on the Blue Sky account for anything regarding stream news. Hopefully we'll be able to check out the Grey Labyrinth next time. I'm definitely aiming in that direction. That's part of why I wanted to get the hunter plorts and stuff like that set up. So hopefully we'll get to check out the Grey Labyrinth next time. Even if we don't, we should be well on our way to that point. We have all the resources laid out at this point, so now it's just a matter of letting those resources accumulate. So that will be for next time, though. And thank you all for being here and hanging out. And just remember that somebody cares about you because I care about you. And until the next stream, take care, everyone.